Hey everybody, welcome back again. So, first we had 10 years of Smallville where we all waited 10 years to see a guy fly who we all knew could fly but didn't fly until the end. Well, he did fly once when he was kind of transitioned, when he was kind of brainwashed to believe he was Kal-El and some, it's confusing, but we waited 10 years of Smallville to see Clark Kent finally fly, and we didn't get it until the end. So the new CW show is Superman and Lois, and right now it is CW's highest rated superhero show out there. It's in its second season right now. So I wanted to do a review, sort of look back at what happened in season 1. There are going to be some spoilers ahead for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. I'm also going to be talking about what was expected, what wasn't, what didn't show up, the normal stuff in this. So without further ado, let's fly right into this season 1 review of Superman and Lois. First thing though, this is not what I was really expecting from this show. Before this series was first announced, we got hints shown during Supergirl and the CW's Infinite Crisis event. It was reported that we would see Superman and Lois as new parents dealing with a super baby. So after Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, which ended in 1997, we only saw them getting a new super baby, but that came at the last episode and we never got to see anything that happened after that. So I was really looking forward to seeing how this series would tackle that. Watching both of these literal powerhouse parents dealing with this new change while living in Metropolis and seeing them go through the struggles that come with it would have made for an interesting series. It really would have. Instead, they skipped ahead 16 years, gave them 2 teenage sons, packed up the whole family, and headed back to Smallville. One notable thing about this series early on is that it really went the way of tragedy porn, with a lot of throwbacks into it. I mean, seriously, hear me out here. The first episode dishes out a lot of that. We get a recap of how Kal-El came to Earth and all that, but then the hits start coming fast and hard. In literally the first 5 to 10 minutes of this first episode of this show, we're treated to Jonathan Kent dying of a heart attack. Then Clark is fired from the Daily Planet. And then Martha Kent dies. It's like one major blow after the other. And there's more. I just focus on those main 3, but there's more. See, everything that occurs is to set up to relocate the Kent family back to Smallville, because that's how Martha wanted it. But one thing I must note also is that in the first episode, we're shown an early appearance of Superman in action. His suit, especially the emblem, is iconic, and the scene is a tribute to Action Comics #1 from June 1938, the first appearance of Superman, the first Superman comic. Also, Superman using the "My mom made it for me" line was used in the pilot episode of Lois and Clark, New Adventures of Superman in 1993. So those are really nice throwbacks. They really are. But again, as I say, we got some issues with the tragedy porn in the first episode, and it kind of continues out throughout the show. Now, yes, they're back in Smallville, but this is not your mom and dad's Smallville. A lot has changed in Smallville since we first heard that now iconic opening song. Apart from this series having the same dark, grey, gritty look that DC has been going with lately, Smallville is a somewhat sad tone. People are out of work, suicides are happening, and families are strained. You even have Lana Lang, who they brought back into this, different actress though, and her husband, Kyle, they're having problems. Kyle is an abrasive alcoholic, Lana is abusing sleeping pills, and their older daughter, Sarah, is somewhat of a wild child / introvert. It makes sense somehow, but it does. Plus, the Kents having to deal with Grandpa General Lane, who wants Superman to be a weapon for the United States at the expense of his family. So, kind of pushing that already. Not building up to it, but pushing it already. While all this is happening, Edge and a Corp CEO, Morgan Edge, sets up shop in town promising the citizens prosperity and money for Smallville. All while he secretly experiments on them and implants Kryptonian consciousness into several residents. So, basically he's building an evil superpowered army. How very original. Yeah, so instead of Lois and Clark having one son like they showed during Infinite Crisis, they now have twin boys that look absolutely nothing alike. Apparently, we're supposed to believe that they can't, hire twins anymore to work, but alright. Jonathan is the cool, kind, and friendly son, while Jordan is introspective and an outcast with social anxiety. And for 16 years, you don't mind it, 16 years, neither of them ever figured out that their father was Superman. Apparently, super obliviousness is a power they both have. Now, I kind of wasn't sure about this one. I mean, not telling your children that you're Superman or a superhero on the whole kind of seems like something Batman would do, not so much Superman. And they should have developed powers at some age. I mean, Kryptonian DNA is much stronger than human DNA, so it should have been more apparent, but they did it for the show. So out of the two, Jordan starts to develop superpowers. But they're sporadic and nowhere close to as powerful as Superman's due to his human DNA. You have to take a swipe at the human DNA there. Jonathan actively tries to help his brother control his powers and goes out of his way to do so, even getting his hand broken one time for it. Overall, they're not bad kids, but I'm kind of getting kind of a Sam and Dean Winchester type brothers vibe from them, and as this is the CW, conflict between them is inevitable. They're going to sort of push that hard. I can already see that happening. Superman on the whole in this show though, I do like his suit. I can tell that it was inspired by DC's 52 reboot of Superman's costume, and Tyler Hoechlin, I hope I've said his name correct, plays the role well. But they should really have him shave. I mean, I get that you're going for a kind of gritty, more grown-up Superman look, but come on now, man, a little clean shave wouldn't hurt. But he does make a very good Superman, I'll give you that. Now, a mysterious enemy starts attacking Superman, determined to study and destroy him, all while using a powered exosuit that conceals his identity via lead lining. Now, the action scenes of Superman flying and fighting and things are actually really, really good. It has very well been updated. It's very nice for this show, and that's one major reason to watch it. Now, this stranger, as he's called, has an AI in his suit that calls him Captain Luther. And it makes references to another world. So I was getting interested. I was like, okay, I mean, maybe this is some sort of Lex Luthor from an alternate world. Maybe there's some thing going on, you know. It was really interesting, but then they kind of just crushed it when it turns out that the stranger is John Henry Irons, aka Steel, from a parallel Earth where an evil Superman killed his wife, Lois, drama alert, and destroyed his world. So he came to this Earth to kill Superman before he does the same. Now, does any of that sound stupid to anyone else? I mean, this man hasn't done anything to you. You couldn't kill your evil Superman, so you want to come here and kill the good one. Or maybe you do it will turn him. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me, but anyway. Oh yes, let's not forget Morgan Edge. Not only is he an intelligent, self-made mogul with lots of money that is secretly building a Kryptonian army, but he's also Kal-El's half-brother, Kal-Rao. Apparently, from Kal-El's mother, Lara Lovan's first marriage to Zeta Rho, an abusive, creepy-looking whack job, but you know, I don't know, apparently they didn't choose on Krypton, I don't know, anyway. So he was sent to Earth when he was 10 years old by his creepy, abusive father to restore the dying Krypton using the Eradicator, some machine that Lara built. Apparently she's a scientist in this one, even though she's never been depicted as one before, but okay. But upon arrival on Earth, I think he arrived in England, he was captured, imprisoned, experimented on, even tortured a little before he escaped. And with the help from his hologram father and some fortress of solitude of his own, not in the Arctic, this one is in a cave, they both plan to turn Earth into a second Krypton. You know, once they kill all those pesky humans that are in the way, just get rid of them and you should be fine to go there. You know, we got evil Kryptonians in Smallville and in Supergirl. Hell, we even got evil Kryptonians in Man of Steel. But somehow we still keep getting more. I mean, Superman has an entire universe-wide rogues gallery to choose from. But they keep sticking with evil Kryptonians again and again. I mean, the whole thing plays out pretty much as it always does. Somehow ordinary humans are able to barely fight them off with special weapons. I mean, it's not like they're basically gods or anything. Then Superman does a big, heroic, almost self-sacrificing gamble to stop them. Now, there is a lot of complex events that led up to it, but even that felt more like a family drama than a superhero struggle. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil how this incident was resolved, but I will say that I liked the flying and more of the action scenes. Well, they were pretty good. They were really good. However, I still don't like that solar flare power that DC gave Superman. It makes no sense to me, and I consider it a way to try to humanize a character who is supposed to be above that and something that we should aspire to. I find that to be really, really kind of ridiculous. Now, this series was a bold move by the CW. After Arrow and Flash and Supergirl all eventually went down the toilet, both quality and storytelling, adding the greatest superhero of all time to your roster is a much welcome boost. And I will say again, it is still making over 1 million viewers. But I think that they missed the mark a little bit with this show. A show like this needs to be a superhero action drama, not a drama superhero show. Because then the drama overpowers what the viewers actually want to see. They have to blend. There are a few subtle elements of this show that I didn't touch on in this review because I wanted to stick to most of the main points. But they are still essential to the story. These main points, in my opinion, are what truly guided the show, yet from what I pointed out, I could see that They need to improve on certain things, but it's a really interesting show. It's a really interesting concept going forward. They just need to just kind of, just smoothen out a few things. Now, I think a lot of viewers are interested and they need to up the creativity to the show a bit more. And they also need to inject more of that Superman element into it. I mean, that whole John Henry Irons from a parallel world that was married to Lois was a stretch. And then at the end of the last episode, spoiler here, John Henry Irons and Lois's daughter from a parallel world shows up at the end. So now we have more family drama to come in season 2. And it's already been stated that season 2 is going to focus a lot on Superman's, I think it's his political identity or political agenda or something along that line, basically his patriotism to America. I think it's kind of trying to rush, and again with CW and their injection of identity politics into everything, it could be a problem. But overall, a really good show. It is the highest grossing, I should say the highest watched superhero show on CW right now, and it's what people want. People want to see Superman. That's what they're interested in. Give the people what they want. So my final rating on the season 1 of Superman and Lois, 3.5 out of 5. I highly recommend that you watch it. It's a good series. It's a good first season. Let's hope that they improve in season 2. Okay, so there you have it. That's my review for season 1. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, ring that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I put out new videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.